Hey there everyone, DMFF here, and today we're going into some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. How have you guys been enjoying it? I've been absolutely loving this game. As a player of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the game's inception in 2002, I did take about a decades-long break, however. A little bit shorter than that. But it's good to be back. Here is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and this is my main deck, my most powerful deck, and that is Artifact Invoked Dogmatikas. Now here is the deck. Absolutely, as I had stated, Artifact Invoked Dogmatikas is this deck. Instead of using Shadows, we are using an artifact engine alongside the Dogmatika and Invoked. So you are not going to be getting specialty plays off with your Shadows going to the grave from your extra deck, but you will be getting your pop effects off and some draw effects with Titaniclad, the Ash Dragon. So the whole purpose of the deck is to normal summon Alistair. Yes, and people will cry when you normal summon Alistair. But seriously, Alistair the Invoker, he is a great monster that, first, when he is normal summoned or flip face up, you can add one Invocation from your deck to your hand, which Invocation is a fusion spell card that you can fuse any monster with it. But if you're fusing an invoked fusion monster this way, you can banish monsters from both your field and both players' graveyards for fusion materials. Plus, if this card is in your graveyard and you have a banished Alistair the Invoker, you can shuffle the Invocation from your graveyard into your deck and then add the banished Alistair to your hand. Really powerful stuff, actually. And the main boss monster you'll be going into with Alistair the Invoker will be Invoked Mechaba, as it is basically an ultimate Providence on a stick. It is spell speed 2, not spell speed 3, but it does have the nifty effect of banishing the card that you're negating as well, so it makes it harder for your opponent to access it unless they're playing a deck revolved around banish. Anyway, we also are going to have our Salamangreat Almirage that we can actually get off of our Alistair the Invoker quite easily, and can help give us some protection if we're going first, or it can also be used as a material for Purgatrio if your opponent tends to summon a lot of monsters, and then you lock them out of the extra deck. How are you going to lock them out of the extra deck? Well, with the Artifact engine, of course. Artifact Scythe is the main monster that you will be special summoning from the deck, using Artifact Sanctum on your opponent's turn. When Scythe is special summoned to your field during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, which is incredibly powerful and will make a lot of your opponents scoop right on the spot. Not everybody, some people can play through it, but a lot of people will get very tilted at this card. Alongside our Scythe, we also have Moral Touch, which can be used to blow up a face-up card. Now, that is very useful at any point during our opponent's turn, unless they have a monster that can't be destroyed, but it goes for any face-up card. So you can even hit one of their field spells, or possibly even grab one of their face-up spell or traps that's a part of their engine. Very powerful stuff alongside our Sanctum. Next, the Dogmatika engine. Ecclesia is awesome, actually. It cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that's special summoned from the extra deck. You can only use each of the following effects of Ecclesia once per turn, but if a monster is special summoned from the extra deck is on the field, whether it be yours or your opponent's, you can special summon her from the hand. And when she's normal or specialed, you can activate the effect to add one Dogmatika card from your deck to your hand, except herself. But then you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So, not always will you be activating that effect to search. Sometimes you will just special summon her alongside your Alistair if you have a monster out. So then that way you can Xyz summon into a Castell to shuffle a monster back into the deck. Castell can get rid of some monsters that can't be destroyed, and is a great way to do that. Also, we could go into Dogda by doing things like that, so then we can have some nice back row blow-up artifact from the deck. It's a great card for artifacts, really. Next we have Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, the Knighted. I thought there was more. During the main phase, if a monster special summoned from the extra deck is on the field, you can quick effect special summon this card from the hand. And then if you control another Dogmatika monster, you can negate the effects of one face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn, which is very strong. Plus, when any Dogmatika monsters declare an attack, you can make all of them currently on the field gain 500 attack once per turn. So that is really nice. It can help you get some monster negate quick effect from the hand, and it can also help grow your Dogmatika monsters. Dogmatika Maximus can be special summoned by banishing a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link from your graveyard. During the main phase, you can activate this effect to send 2 monsters with different names from the extra deck to the graveyard to make your opponent do the same thing. But if you do that, you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. That is really strong, especially because you can send things like Elder Entity Intis, Fossil Warrior Skull Knight, and Titaniclad the Ash Dragon as wonderful targets to be able to blow up your opponent's cards or get nice searches with Titaniclad. Plus, removing 2 monsters from the extra deck can really hurt your opponent depending on who you are going against. Now, for the rest of the deck, we obviously have some hand traps and such, but we also have this trap trick here. Trap trick can help search our artifact Sanctum, as well as some other cards in a pinch, such as Lost Wind, which can negate the effects of a special summon monster on the field permanently, and then its original attack is also halved. Plus, if an opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck while this card's in the graveyard, you can set it back on the field, but it gets banished when you activate it again. So it's a recurring monster effect negate that can be brought out easily with Trap Trick. Another one would be Ice Dragon's Prison, as we can steal a monster to attack for game, or we can even steal a monster to banish 2 monsters of the same type, which is very powerful stuff. To go with our trap package here, we also have some other pieces of great cards that we need. Hand traps, we have some Psy-Frame Gear Gammas, as they are great for stopping our opponent's Ash Blossoms when we're trying to activate cards like Terraforming or Nadir Servant, or anything that can search from our deck. These can actually, it will bring our Frame Driver out, so then we can actually go into Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, or even use it to go into Artifact Dogda. 2 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, obviously it's a staple card, and it's also great for our Purgatrio. It's a great target for that. 2 Maximum C. Why did I call it Maximum C? Because why the fuck not? Max C. It's a card that is an absolute must. So run 2, run 3, run as many as you have. For some further support, we also have Triple Tactics Talent, as our opponents will be activating monster effects during our turn a lot of the time, which can give us either a Pot of Greed, Change of Heart, or Forceful Sentry, which are 3 of the most powerful cards in the game that are all banned, so why not run a copy? Magical Meltdown, you obviously know, goes with Alistair. Can search an Alistair out of the deck, makes it so then our fusion summon monsters can't be negated. It's pretty great. An Artifact Ignition to go along with our Artifact deck, and is a back row removal as well. Twin Twisters goes alongside it. We can pop our own cards, we can pop our opponent's cards. With 3 Skill Drain available, and Vanity's Emptiness, and shit like that. We need to have back row removal, and that's where our Twin Twisters and our Ignition come into play. 2 Called by the Grave, a must for any deck, honestly. And yeah, let's go through the extra deck. 2 Intis to send, Fossil Warrior Skull Knight to send, Purgatrio, excellent card for piercing our opponent and attacking multiple times. Invoked Augades, so then we can actually make it get huge during late game encounters. Titaniclad helps get our Dogmatika cards. Invoked Mechaba, main negate of the deck. Draco Berserker of the Tenyi gets us our Banish whenever we need to, and is able to be summoned off of Scythe Frame Gear Gamma. Castel bounces a monster from, or bounces a face-up target to the deck, actually, and shuffles the deck. It can be played off of our Alistair the Invoker and Dogmatika Ecclesia at the field at the same time. Any 2 of our artifacts on the field at the same time can get out Constellar Pleiades, which can quick effect return a target to the hand, which is excellent. Plus, either one of these can be utilized to summon Zeus, which is just an excellent Xyz monster in my opinion, and gives you a board wipe that you may possibly need in the future. To round it all out, we have Al Mirage for a normal summoning of our Alistair, or I'm pretty sure just Alistair, yeah, for a normal summoning of our Alistair. And then Dogda just works out very well with the artifact engine that we provide here. That's the deck, guys. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell for more notifications for more deck lists like this and more gameplay of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, here is some gameplay of the deck and what the deck is capable of against some meta strategies, as well as some rogue strategies. I hope you have a wonderful day, enjoy the gameplay, have fun, and good luck in your duels in Master Duel.